On Sunday, October 17th, 1982, Clayton Mark Bussiere played a few hands of poker with his friends after finishing his shift as a dispatcher at Abbotsford Taxi Limited. The next day was his birthday, on October 18th, 1982. He would be turning 26. Most people that knew Clayton considered him to be a very good guy, a guy that you could depend on. For example, if Clayton was going to be late for work, even 10 minutes late, he would call in. He would call his mom if he wouldn't be home for supper, and they said that Clayton had no reason to walk away from his life in Abbotsford. One of Clayton's co-workers, Ron Johnson, said there was nothing unusual about Bussiere the evening he vanished. He was laughing and joking around just like normal, he said in an interview. The evening of October 17th, between 5 and 5:30, Clayton had lost a couple of dollars playing a penny ante game after work. When the game ended, he left in his vehicle, a Robin's Egg Blue four-door Pontiac 1978 Grand Le Mans, that doubled as his taxi. He was heading home. According to the police, a few hours later in Mission, BC, another taxi driver said that while he was having lunch at the Highlight Burger Bar, a diner, on Lougheed Highway, Highway 7, when he saw Clayton drive past the diner in his taxi. There was a passenger in the front seat. At around 7 p.m., the same taxi driver saw Clayton drive by again, this time without the passenger. The investigators say that it remains unclear as to whether or not it's true. After 40 years, the passenger that was spotted inside of Clayton's taxi has refused to come forward to the police and remains anonymous. And the sighting of Clayton in downtown Mission remains the last reported sighting of Clayton before he vanished. The Burger Bar is 12.3 kilometers or 7.6 miles from the place of Clayton's work at Abbotsford Taxi, approximately a 15-minute drive. So the question is, why was Clayton in Mission driving with a passenger after work hours? Who was the passenger? Where did they go? And what happened to Clayton? Following his disappearance, family and friends have searched isolated roads, abandoned buildings, dense forests all around Mission and Abbotsford. Taxi drivers searched, made radio calls to him, and were met with silence. Clayton and his taxi have completely vanished. Clayton Mark Bussiere is described as 6 feet 1 inches tall. He has a scar on his forehead. He weighed between 174 to 225 pounds with a heavy build and a light complexion. He has brown hair and brown eyes. He was 25 years old, and his birthday was October 18th, the day after he vanished. Clayton was wearing a black printed long-sleeve shirt and navy corduroy pants with cotton jockey brand underwear, leather brown lace-up shoes, a gray zippered cardigan with elbow patches. He was wearing a silver St. Christopher's medal necklace around his neck and a black digital wristwatch on his wrist. According to the timeline before he was last seen in Mission, there is 1.5 to 2 hours unaccounted for between the penny ante game with his friends and the time he was seen driving past the diner. The taxi is described as a Robin's Egg Blue four-door 1978 Pontiac Grand Le Mans. The interior of the car is dark blue, velour. It has a BC license plate, number 1931-JB, and a Washington State license plate, green and white, on the front end, number 1030. The cab has Abbotsford Taxi painted on both of its doors and the number 6 printed on the rear roof panels. It has never been found. Clayton and his cab are somewhere, and someone knows what happened. If you have any information about Clayton Mark Bussiere, please contact the Abbotsford Police at 604-859-5225, reference case number 1982-14093, or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477. It is never too late to speak out.